It's Caitlin Clark.
Her basketball IQ, her court vision, you just can't say enough about it.
Yeah, I think the three-point record is cool, and I think it just speaks to the way we play offense and the way we've been playing offense, especially as of late, like just fast, up-tempo.
Tickets are going like blazes in Indiana. Have you heard that rumor?
I have heard that rumor. I don't know the exact numbers, but I think they're selling pretty well.
What makes an MVP? Is it just about being the best player, or is it about transforming a team? Caitlin Clark took the Indiana Fever from a 13-27 record to 18-16. Meanwhile, the star-studded Aces are struggling. Let's break down why Elle Duncan's reaction to Clark's MVP chances has everyone talking. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now, back to the video. It's possible that you already know Caitlin Clark's game. Hold on though. The narrative of this rookie is not as simple as it seems. What if the figures we're seeing are only the very beginning? Let's dissect it. Clark has been putting up some impressive numbers since the break. Each game, he averages 24 points, 9 assists, and 5.8 rebounds. However, it goes beyond the figures. How she's acquiring them is the issue. Clark's shooting has increased dramatically. She's hitting a staggering 62.2% from within the arc and 40.7% from beyond it. That's not just good, that's efficiency on an elite level. This is where things become really fascinating though. Clark is improving everyone around her in addition to getting points. Her 4 reliable starters are averaging more over 10 points per game. Folks, that's no coincidence. The Caitlin Clark effect is that. Do you recall the previous season? The Indiana Fever had a 13-27 record at the end and were having trouble. In the present, they are comfortably seated at 18-16. What altered? Just one word: Clark. See, Clark is more than just a sensational rookie. In the WNBA, she is redefining what it means to be valuable. She's improving her squad as a whole, not just her stats. And that's where the difficulties arise.
Logo threes. It's her signature. That is the most Caitlin Clark way to win a game.
Yeah, it hurt a little bit. I would say it's definitely up there with one of the most physical games I played so far, but that's like, you know, you're gonna get that from them when you come into this game. That's just how they are. They're a physical team. I think that's like the reason you do it, and just to see them scream your name or have your jersey on, that's something that never gets old.
These days, the MVP discussion goes beyond individual stats. Impact is the key. And what about Clark's influence? It's shaking things up in the league. Consider it. The league leader in total points and assists is Clark. As a rookie, she has already recorded 2 triple-doubles. That is historic as well as impressive. But the actual deal is this: basketball is being viewed in a different light thanks to Clark's game. She is more than just a facilitator or a scorer. She is both. She's also putting her own unique spin on it. Elle Duncan's response might be the very beginning. This MVP race has a secret component that's rocking the NBA as a whole. Furthermore, the issue goes beyond Clark to include redefining what valuable in the WNBA actually means. You may be wondering why there is such a buzz around this MVP discussion. It's not just about who's hitting the highest scores though. It is a conflict between 2 opposing theories of what actually makes a player valuable. Let's take a moment to discuss A'ja Wilson. Isn't she the current MVP? The problem is that her team, the Las Vegas Aces, aren't exactly winning. They had twice as many losses as they had throughout their season when they won the championship. People are scratching their minds about that. Turn the script over to Caitlin Clark now. The Indiana Fever, her team, they're ablaze. And Clark is the one generating a lot of that heat. But it's about how she's motivating the entire staff, not just her own numbers. Things start to become intriguing at this point. An argument concerning the true meaning of most valuable player is taking place in real time. Is the goal to be the finest player on your own, or is it based on who benefits their team the most? According to one expert, it all hinges on the worth when evaluating a most valuable player. A'ja Wilson does everything and fills up a box score, making her the most valuable player. Caitlin Clark goes above and beyond for all of the players, not just herself. That is the main argument in this discussion. Without a question, Wilson is putting up amazing individual stats. But Clark, her whole squad is changing because of her. And because of it, some are doubting the meaning of MVP itself. Consider it.
I'm gonna do my best. I mean, it's still really hard basketball, like playing at this level. Everybody's gonna be, competing really hard coming back from the break, obviously with playoffs on the line. We were switching well, contesting shots, and rebounding and getting stops at the end were the reasons we won. But I think always I've had confidence in myself. That's always kind of what I remind myself is, you're not here by accident.
They haven't sold tickets to the WNBA draft in years, and they sold out in 15 minutes.
Not only does Clark score, but she also sets up opportunities for her teammates. Her 4 reliable starters are averaging more over 10 points per game. That has next level impact rather than merely being good teamwork. Not to mention that Clark is a newbie at all of this. Over the past 6 games, she's averaged 24 points, 9 assists, and 5.8 rebounds per game. These are MVP caliber figures, not just rookie numbers. This is where things become really fascinating though. Impact is more important than numbers in the MVP competition. And what about Clark's influence? It's shaking things up in the league. Not only is she a skilled player, but she's also modifying the rules of the game. We're being forced to ask some difficult questions by this debate. Does the player with the best individual stats deserve to be named MVP? Should it go to the player who makes their team better as a whole? The difficulty of answering this question is the reason for the escalating argument. Furthermore, this discussion is about more than simply Clark and Wilson. Let's face it, it concerns the WNBA's future. It has to do with our expectations of our stars and how we regard our athletes. Do we want players who can change teams, or are we more interested in individuals with exceptional talent? Hold on, because there has been an unexpected turn in the MVP race. Elle Duncan's tirade against Caitlin Clark revealed a problem that goes beyond basketball and affects the sports media. Why was the response to a straightforward idea so strong? The response may cause you to doubt anything sportscasters say. Elle Duncan wasn't content to simply disagree with Caitlin Clark's MVP candidacy. She pretended as though that was the most absurd thing she had ever heard. However, why? What could cause a qualified analyst to become so agitated on live television?
It's something I worry about. I think I just worry about, being in this moment, enjoying this moment, the people that I really care about, the people that I really love. I'm just proud of our group. I thought we came in very motivated, very excited for this game. I thought our crowd was honestly incredible. They were really into the game. We've been doing a lot of just little games. Today we had a home run derby. Of course I won. But yeah, just little fun competitions that, are outside of basketball where you can just kind of let loose and have fun.
The truth is, Duncan's response went beyond his thoughts on Clark or the MVP competition. It exposed something far more significant, a possible prejudice that may be present in sports commentary. And that presents a challenge to all fans worldwide. You may be asking yourself why this is relevant. We all suffer though. When personal prejudice permeates sports judgment, being truthful with the fans is just as important as being fair. We rely on these pundits to provide us with the truth, not simply their own opinions masquerading as facts. Consider it. You want to know the truth, right? While you're watching a game or highlights, it's not enough to know someone's feelings depending on their inclinations. You also want to know what's actually happening. That is the role of objectivity. In sports analysis, objectivity is more than just a fancy term. It is the foundation of reliable commentary. Without it, all we're hearing are a lot of heated remarks and subjective viewpoints. Besides, that's not really the reason we listen in. This is where things become really fascinating though. Duncan's response brought attention to a larger problem in the sports media, the dearth of opinions based on facts. It is insufficient to merely express your opinions. It must be supported by actual statistics, data, and analysis. It is unfair to the players that commentators discuss when they allow their emotions to influence their analysis. To us, the fans, it is unjust. These professionals will provide us with information that we are unable to obtain on our own. What's the point if they're just talking trash based on their own prejudices? One analyst put it like this: it's an affront to her for someone to even bring up the possibility that Caitlin Clark might be the MVP instead of A'ja Wilson. And that's emotion speaking, not analysis. Furthermore, it has no place in expert sports commentary. This is no longer simply about Caitlin Clark or Elle Duncan. It concerns sports commentary's objectivity.
They're a playoff team, second best team in the league right now. For us to grind that out and get that win from them is just helping us for where we want to be in the.
I wrote down on a piece of paper when I was in second grade, get a basketball scholarship, playing the WNBA. Like, this is always something I wanted to do. Getting to play with somebody that's been really, really good for this organization. So I just feel very lucky and fortunate because I know that's not every situation for a rookie. So I'm just very thankful.
And that has an impact on all fans worldwide. What happens to us when we can't trust the folks we seek advice from for expertise? The worst part is that bias like this affects more than just our perception of specific athletes. It completely changes the way we think about the sport. We may be missing out on some amazing tales and performances if pundits are writing off certain players or concepts out of hand. What then is the remedy? It's not easy, but it's simple. Sports pundits must leave their prejudices at the door. We require students to ground their opinions in reality rather than emotion. Even if they go against their assumptions, we need people to be receptive to fresh perspectives and opportunities. The sports media ought to take note of this entire situation. It's time for sports commentary to get more sophisticated. Analysis based on genuine insights is what we deserve, not hasty judgments. We need pundits who are prepared to examine the evidence, even if it contradicts their personal opinions. Pay notice the next time you're enjoying a podcast or sports show. Are you listening to ideas only, or to facts and analysis? Are the pundits simply babbling, or are they providing actual data to support their claims? It is our responsibility as fans to demand more.